welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 and Black Ice version 11.3.5 and the Germany campaign. And where we left off, we were pushing our way through Belgium. We were finishing off the Dutch, including in their in their South American territories, which we've now done. So these guys have accomplished the aim that we gave them at the start, which means we've got even more aluminium, which is very good. And we've also, we've got units over. We've got a lot of units over. And we're pushing through to kind of take down the pockets that we're trying to build over here. If we can finish the Belgian army off here, then what's facing us in this part of the world is pretty limited. Yeah, like they've got so many units on the Italian border, it's frankly hilarious that they think the Italians would be that much of a problem. But we are moving now, we're in a relatively good position now to kind of finish off France, I think, by the end of June. Which will be quite a statement victory if we can pull it off. And in fact, we've got what might be a bit of an easy victory over here as well, because... And yes, I see a win at Dunkirk, which means Kirchner can move into position like he needs to. Although we're being counterattacked there a little bit, which is not so fun. And I can see Brussels is trying to put up one hell of a fight. Antwerp has been a very tough nut to crack, but we are finally getting through it. And armor plate thickness 42, very nice. Ground attack tactics we're doing. We can do interdiction and battlefield interdiction, both of those are good. Every little helps for the leadership. And we really do have huge sway over the world around us. So what I'm going to do is we are going to take these guys on a movement like this. We're going to take the tanks like so. Got to do this in the other episode. I had too much going on. But, good. We did finish off taking this area over here, which means we can now go to our next objective. Now, taking Gibraltar is going to be huge for us, and I've built a load of Fortress Buster type units to try and do that. We'll see how effective they are, but that will be the aim. Okay, not bad. You know what? We will push another unit into that battle there. Because we really want to break through. And this would have been a very good defensive position, but they let it go without a fight, pretty much. And Dunkirk. Have we taken it? Not quite. They are trying to hold us off. Good on him. I want to surround all of these units in Belgium. That's going to be a key point for me. Let's take the Greater Deutschland that way. And we can surround kind of our units around there. Trying some sort of breakout attempt here. And yeah, we'll take it because we don't get anything for going the other direction. Right, the cleanup operations are moving very slowly. Come on. Finish the bloody job now. Like, surely... I don't want to change Magnanese, please. Okay, and the attack from the north. It's all coming in as we want it. Now, we did keep our landing craft and things alive with those Marines. Now, the British invasion might be on, ladies and gentlemen. Or at least it might be worth attempting. See that there's that attack there, and aha! Victory! Okay, so we did get a shatter happen there, but it was just in time for some of our other units to kick into gear. Now, we haven't had that many shatters overall. There's only been a few. Okay. Right, support attack there. Get, you know, really kick the bucket down. And then I can see that we've got this attack towards Amsterdam to look forward to now. The last kind of vestige over here that we need to deal with. One single bloody British Royal Navy Marine Division is responsible for holding down the entire bloody flank, which I don't have words for. As is apparently this single division here that can't get broken through by multiple units. Might turn that in our favor. Yeah, don't mind if we lose all of our planes during this. We will take it. The key thing for us is going to be getting over the river. And yeah, that was a difficult battle. But our infantry can now deal with the 20 or so units that are stuck in here. About 50,000, 57,000 units. So, truck 1942, port strike tactics. A lot of leadership that we're building up with all of this. And yeah, we'll take some additional equipment. Why the hell not? It's not going to mean much, but it's something. Now we'll buy a brigade. Build the Wolf's Lair. All that seems to make sense. Running a little bit low on the old production queue. Let's put the industry at the bottom, because we don't need to worry about that. That's kind of the lowest concern at the moment. On June 16th, the first of our battleships will come online. So that's been slow going, but at least it's nearly there. And then that river position is going to get overrun. let's take that Capence unit. Good. And we're going to start moving towards Paris in this part of the world. We've got a clear plan. 42, 42, 42, 43. Those naval strike ones are good. And any other 40 techs? Yeah, a couple of the combined arms ones. One there. And yeah, we are breaking our rule a little bit by dropping down underneath, but it's not the end of the world. And yay, a mercenary unit. Cool. Now we could even think about attaching them into here, and we could move the British equipment actually in a similar kind of thing. Let's get it over here as well, just to build out any units over there that we feel like it'd be worth them doing. Okay, and I see an air base over here. Give me the ground attack. Yeah, and help finish off over there. Right, did we lose everything else? Right, so I can see that we've got these guys that we can bring forward. So that's where we now want to take our units. It's actually over there into that part of the world, because yes, we've got like Calais that's worth a point, but Paris, Versailles, Le Havre, like all of these areas over here should be enough to capitulate France, especially if we take Troyes, and if we were to take Nancy as well, that would help. Slowly liquidating that area over there, and then that will free up these divisions to help push into Belgium. Our infantry and things are moving along quite nicely as well. Yeah, because the key thing we want to do is now surround Paris. Okay, welded plate armor. Get first aid going. Division. Yep, so we're now done with the kind of 1940 level techs. We're now looking at anything that we can get that's 1941 related. That'll be helpful. The answer is there's a few things already that I'm looking at. Right, now, Uruguay. Yep, you were in our sphere. Peru. Yep. Colombia. Yep. Nicaragua. Good. We want to try, if we can, and get as many of these countries coming our way as possible. Let's try and, yep, support attack down there. Let's give a little bit of extra help where it's needed. Okay, hold off on that Brussels attack. Finally kicked the bucket on their manpower. Gonna want to try and, if we can, combat medicine. Some 1940s coming online there, which is good. A few things for us to do. Okay. And if we can get all of this done by kind of early June time, that would be really quite effective. So I think we're about to see another victory here. Okay, victories all across the front. Being counter-attacked there. Okay, not bad. Now, Mr. Dietrich should be pretty effective at pushing through here. And we're trying to break the river positions step by step. Okay, Mr. Scharnhorst. Okay, not bad. And there goes Gneiser now. Does that do anything else for our other ships? So now they'll be done in 1940. Good. Okay, so we can bring those other ones up to combat effectiveness. So taking Nancy. Because we'd like to try and get around that if we could. Let's get those into position. Yeah, do a little bit of support attack there. That's good. And there's no way they're going to beat back Panzers. Now I can see the Brits. There we go, Antwerp. Okay, perfect. Been a long time coming, but we made it. Now the key thing will be, can we move you in? Ah, perfect. So we freed up some units over there, that's good. We managed to get them into position. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the Panzers and this unit, and we're going to immediately attack down there. We're going to complete the surround of Brussels. Yeah, we're going to lend a hand to von Smelneff there. Wanting to get around the flank if we can elsewhere, and that's going to be the key. And these battles up in Oslo are really starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so we're doing all of those that we can do. Any other 41? Yeah, all these resource ones that are worth doing. And then electronic like radar. Yeah, it's always worth getting that one. Okay, and then how goes the attack? Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. So we can start readying our invasion of Yemen. Now, I don't know where the capital is. Oh, right there. So we can probably just do an immediate attack. Oh, we're dealing with a few British units over there. That's a little bit odd. Okay. Right, so our infantry and things moving along quite nicely. An annoying counterattack that just crippled a unit. But that's okay. There'll be no escape this time. Let's put it that way. Okay, and then yeah, von Salmuth. Right, 4-engine transport plane, 43, lovely. Get airplane radio communications improved. Now, bearing in mind the amount I've put into, like, resources, as in, like, spies and officers and things, the fact that we're doing this well on leadership and things is pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy. Come on, finish the bloody job. It's mainly those garrison units that are left. We're going to spend a lot on Air Force, I think, in the near future. That's going to be the next kind of thing that we're going to spend a lot of time doing. Because I want fighters to be able to patrol the English Channel and hopefully beat them back. Did manage to beat back that unit, and okay, I can see that Brussels is now under our direct control. Now, they thought they'd found the weakest position. Surround as we go. Good. And we want to slowly but surely take out all of the units in this part of the world. We will support attack there as well. Let's make it a full encirclement. Okay, so much for Brussels. I think it's about to fall. Looks like a relatively good victory. Okay, and then rather than sending every single unit possible into there, let's stick with the ones that are heading that way. Lovely. Good. That is what we want. And I'll push towards Paris at the same time. Looks like it's going pretty well as well. So we're going to try and push through there. Now Ghent looks like it's the last of their kind of major VPs on the mainland, and indeed it is. Okay, and oh, we can choose Puppet's fuel stockpile. Gain some more from Norway. Thank you. Right, drop tanks, submarine hull. Okay, 41 level there. Okay, so we're doing some of these techs way ahead of time, but that's good. Okay, all of you are going to click through here. Head in that direction, you're going to head down. Okay, and that's finally going to kick the bucket on these guys. Right, and then you can move on Calais finally, after being counterattacked to death repeatedly. There goes Belgium. So, with the fall of Belgium, that means we've got a lot of units freed up now. So we're going to take all of our tanks and start the final surround of Le Paris. Move towards Caen. Right, von Foma, I'm expecting him to make bloody lightning speed down there. And we're going to want to start, I think, relatively soon. Nancy kind of part of this operation. Okay, there goes Melon. Courtenay. Take you, and we're going to move you around. That's going to be the key. We're now on the outskirts of Paris. Their national unity is still absolutely through the floor. Let's see if we can get this done in the next week. Oh. Right, there's an opportunity there. Let's make sure that they don't get units in, because Shal here can move in and take that on the 21st, which will be yet more salt to the wound. Just taking Calais. Okay, and have we just taken Aden? We have. Are they sending troops? They are sending troops. More Marines. Good on them. Fall of Versailles, where are they at? Okay, they're jittering. Well and truly jittering. And we can provide a little bit of support attack cover. And yeah, Von Fomer, as expected, is a quick motherfucker. He's nearly, speaking of being a motherfucker, he's nearly level 4, which is good for him. That is what I'd want. Right, submarine fire control at 44, amphibious invasion at 42, defensive position designs, camouflage designs. Let's get the next officer recruitment program level, because we can afford to sacrifice a little bit of leadership for that officer bonus. Especially when we're near, well, we're over 100 on the old leadership level. And we're about to get onto artillery. We're doing 1940 level techs already with 8 in supplies. Or in, sorry, in spies. We've got 264 outstanding, which is pretty crazy. Got 8 units in here, so they've got some support. So just taking Nancy. Box there. Yeah, all lanes. Okay, yeah. Push out. And Fomer, he's not quite level 4, but he will achieve that before I would say that they're likely to capitulate. I would say he'll probably be there, because he's due to attack again in 20 hours, and it will take longer than that for this war to be over. And then he only needs a tiny bit of combat. Right, so yeah, now these here might be the kind of final ticket when the time comes. Okay, Italy's just declared war on France. And their national unity did just jump up a little bit, so rather frustrating, but oh well. But this does give Italy the minutest of chances to get a little bit of land. And this will still be the end of days for them. Okay, there goes Orleans. Move on through. Industry asks for more money. And landing craft flotillas. Okay. Back around to range finding equipment if you would be so kind. I didn't quite do it by when I wanted it to be done, but I still think with the fall of Paris, that's gonna pretty much knock them out for the old 1-2 KO. Let's send some more infantry around that way. Now we can actually send, I think, some more into that part of the world. We've got some infantry laid over here. Question is, can you guys now break through there? The answer looks to be a definitive yes. Okay, good. Finally, a little bit of actual resistance. It's only taken them right to the end, but it's there. Okay, not bad. And I want to see Paris dealt with. We've already taken kind of the main industrial areas. And it does seem like Hartmann is doing his job. It does kind of look like he's getting some victory here. Hagenau was not one of the victory provinces. They're up to 30% again. Okay, and now with the encirclement bonus, that should do the job well and truly. Okay, and they are absolutely fascinated by the Italians still. I don't know whether or not to be happy that they've left units down there or insulted that they didn't think we were enough of a threat to bother with. To the point where the Italians seem like more of a problem. Well done, AI. You've made this extremely easy. Right, come on. So, where are their next kind of major areas? Benesacon? Okay, well, we'll deal with that. It does look like we can break through there. And we really have work to do, loads of things ahead of time. Home front coordination, 41, we'll take that off. Because we've got 41 techs for new vehicles and things that we want to do nice and early. And, yeah, elite commando units, why the hell not? Okay. There goes our invasion of Paris dealt with. And that means the cleanup ops can keep on going. And I'm assuming the Von Fomer, yes, he did make level 4, which is good. And so much for Paris. Now, with the fall of Paris, does that lend any additional kind of help to us? Now, I think, no, Dijon's not worth any. But Le Bleu, Le Havre, and Caen all are. As would Nice if they could take that. Okay, they're up to 63. Arrange the Balkans of Italy. And yeah, we'll say it's an Italian sphere, even though we've already got all of the countries in the bloody Axis. Okay, so with the fall of Paris, that's provided an unlimited national emergency. So taking Metz will be some easily victory provinces. As will Hartmann, hopefully being a fortress buster. Okay, transport ship hull. Get jungle warfare equipment because we actually have some units in the jungle. And another free leadership to use. Okay, so air landing equipment, sure. That one there. And yeah, the next one on like shell power. Let's get advanced armor designs. That's going to be kind of a key one that's going to be finishing soon. Okay, and the Italians are pushing through against like the Tunisian kind of area. because they don't have anything to worry about over here because we dealt with everything. Okay, we've won the Battle of Le Havre. Seems like it was quite a hard fought one. Okay, so they've got some decent forts in there. Okay, there goes Metz. And we can leave some of these units to now wither on the vine. Okay, so they've launched an invasion over there. It would be lovely if Estonia would avoid getting annexed because they were in the Axis. Because Latvia looks like it was able to hold itself together. October 1940 is when Bismarck's going to come online. Okay, they're up to 70%. So if we can get all of these over here, and then maybe some of those down there, that'll do the job. Especially if we're taking out some of the, well, the more interesting areas down here. Now these are level 10 forts, right? Yeah, with level 10 pillboxes, whereas Gibraltar is not quite as much of a hard nut to crack as that. So we might actually be pretty well placed to deal with that. All under a counterattack there, but no longer is that the case. Level 5 commander, not bad. So with the French overrun, and I mean really overrun, where does that kind of leave us now? Because I would say we've got some options. What's that supply situation looking like? It's not great. Spreading out pretty easily now over here. There are no units holding us back, and they've cleared the Spanish border, which means we could, if we wanted, invite the Spanish in. But I don't think we will do that. I think we will wait, because we want to bring troops into the Spanish lands and then take Gibraltar with them. That's going to be the key thing. Submarine sonar. Okay, yeah. Right, a load of 41 levels there. Now the modified armor. And we can start doing large planes again. Got no practical, but we can start doing them. There's that. So that's a relatively easy movement. Okay, so we're dealing with the ones in the north. Now these ones over here, they're building up quite nicely. And Von Foma is our little speed demon in all of this. He's actually got quite a few traits now, which is what we wanted. So 41. More, yep, a few more over there. And helping with officers for sure. And there's a better chance of pigs flying than of victory kind of in the south there. Up 74%. There are some that will want to get kind of across here if we're careful, but I'm hoping that taking these will do enough, because Brest is worth like 4. So if we can take that, that should do the job. So we've reached the Atlantic coast. We've also encircled the 8th Army HQ with some reserve divisions. And there's a railway junction that we're looking at getting as well. See that Schroner's got a little bit of a bowel on in his hands over there. This is frustrating. I just wish that they would have hurried up and capitulated, and you know, I know you're meant to do it by a certain date, but so annoying. But we do have all of our mixed brigade units now, which is what we were waiting on. So we can start applying those to units. Transport ship engine, gun turrets, twin engine ability. Okay, lovely jubbly. See that we've got a unit there that we want to try and get to. Some more victory provinces in that part of the world. They don't have any fresh reserves. They don't have any units that we need to worry about. perfect. This is all good. Okay, and the capitulation around kind of Paris has really sealed their fate. Okay, so our fortress busting units did, I repeat, did manage to break through. And that means we can provide a little bit more support over here towards Colmar. Good. Italy believe it's their time. Good on them. Now, I've one thing to worry about. They're actually doing very well. It must be said. So, the Middle East is pretty much entirely ours. And Iraq is still hightailing its way towards us. So when we got them on board, we've got really the whole trifecta of the Middle East under our direct control, which is pretty damn brilliant. Because what we can do is we can leave behind kind of garrisons on major ports, but all of our mountain and tank units, we can move off. And in fact, we could move more units down into that part of the world if we wanted. So there's nothing there. Air systems. Fuselage aerodynamics. Okay. And fuel for money. I mean, yeah, thank you. That sounds pretty damn great. Moving on Bordeaux. Up to 84%, and we are moving on a few little areas over here. Bonfoma, who's yet to encounter any more resistance. We've got a unit over there that we need to worry about, but not that much. And then, yeah. Okay, perfect. Capital ship, medium armament. Yeah, okay. Large air, yeah, all of those are good. And we can take a little bit out just to get that sorted, and then there's a few jet techs to get. And yeah, we've got a lot on supplies. We could do with building something. So let's get some more armored units up and running. So, but these ones, let's give them the armored support. Let's give them a tank destroyer, an assault gun, a truck transport, a divisional headquarters. Could give them self-propelled artillery as well to make them really difficult to deal with. good with me. Okay. Okay, very good. Right, the Saint Nazaire attack's coming on through. Okay, so we've got a garrison unit there that we're having to deal with. France is fighting valiantly and honourably to the end. Which, I mean, credit to them. They're doing better than real world France. But it is a rather foolish errand, I think. And they're even closer to capitulating now. Okay, there goes Lorient. They're up to 86.6. Is there anything else that we kind of immediate striking distance of beyond these two? Not really. So that's another encirclement complete. I guess the closest one that we're in sight of now is Bordeaux. So let's begin that attack in that direction. Okay, so with the fall of Saint Nazaire, any movement from the Italians? Oh, a little bit. Nothing crazy. And it would be great if we could take Hagen out, or Strasbourg as it's called. Okay, there goes Brest. Still bloody in the fight. Aggravation levels. Okay, so if we take Bordeaux and Vichy, that'll do the job. And it looks like a relatively straight shot towards Bordeaux. Okay, so France has fallen, and we can use German factories. Let's bring kind of all of our armies into place. Have a look what we have available, and then kind of think about what we want to do with it all. Okay. Yeah, let's get them all home. So that was done by kind of early August, which isn't the quickest I've done it, but it was okay. And with the capture of kind of these areas, it does look like Estonia hasn't given in. They're at war with the Soviet Union. So they did, they've been holding them off for this entire time, which is kind of funny. So France have got now the shame of defeat. And we've got the Gulf of Tonkin. something about the Turkish Strait? Saying we lost it, but I don't see where we lost it. Oh well. And we can choose to invite Vichy France into the faction, but they won't accept it. And that's because they're predispositioned not to. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start getting our units together over here, because we're going to launch an attack against Gibraltar next. That's kind of the key next step of all of this. Okay, 41 level there. We've got a few snorkely type tech things to get, a few things that are going to massively improve our submarines. Okay, and the whole 5 extra leadership that we still need to allocate, which is crying out for use on escort ships. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Alright, energy there. Now, let's have one little look over. Yep, so we've got no lower neutrality there. Colombia. Yep. Nicaragua. Ireland. Okay. So we can officially take off France now. We don't need to worry about that. Oh, and Uruguay as well. Forgot Uruguay. But we will have quite a little... if we get Uruguay in, Peru and Colombia, we'll have quite a little organization over here. And yeah, we don't need to hold that anymore because it's now gone over to the Vichy French. Okay, and the Italian front, they should be able to supply units they can. And the key thing for them will be taking Malta relatively soon. But I want them to push out, if they can, into East Africa and start moving down around here. In fact, they've launched an invasion Turkey over there, which is interesting. Wouldn't be where I would have placed them, but sure. Now, as I say, if we can launch and destroy Gibraltar, that is going to be hugely beneficial. Now, all of our garrison unit and things are going to go kind of over there. Where do we have them? In Cayenne. Ah. So we're sorting out that one. Where else? Ah, perfect. Yep, that's okay. That's not too bad. We can move them north. We're just waiting to get Iraq into the faction now. And we've got some extra infantry units that we've got to build up. Okay, now the question mark becomes, do we care about Yemen? They're drifting towards the Allies now, which I don't like. Whereas you guys are drifting in the direction I want. Still the Social Democrats. When's the bloody election in Sweden? Okay, and this is a very spirited little defense here from Estonia. Could think about building super heavy battleships. Don't think that'll be useful. And there goes Latvia. So, Now Estonia will fall very quickly because they've been holding this quite nicely, but they won't be able to kind of deal with an attack on their kind of southern flank now. They might, you know, if I was an Estonian player, I might consider a line like this. You know, but really this is like a weak spot over there. Okay. Right, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I look forward to seeing the next episode of the Germany campaign on Hearts of Iron 3. Kind of big things that we'll want to do is we'll want to get Iraq into our faction pretty pronto-ish. We'll probably take Yemen and puppet them to add them to our puppet list. And then once we've got a kind of through line, we can consider maybe moving in on Afghanistan and trying to get them to join us as well. But yeah, it's then going to be down to Italy to invade Greece. And then we're going to be launching our attack on Gibraltar, and maybe, just maybe, we might invade the UK. They've suffered losses kind of all over the place, and I think we're in a relatively good position to attack them. Like, they're at 8% national unity, like, decrease, so, like, they need to have near 100% taken. So, you know, taking the UK isn't gonna, like, but it'll cripple them, is the key thing. But it would take, like, all of our units. It's a tough one. And then we can get ready for the invasion of the Soviet Union. Anyway, thank you very much. Bye-bye.